Previously on Math Hands-On with Python. Hello everyone, welcome back to Math Hands-On class, and today we are going to learn on how we can encode our data, especially the categorical variables and the factor variables. So stay with me because we are going to learn also how you can add that encoded columns to your original data frame, and or to replace the original columns that you are having in your data frame. So let's start. So we start by importing the libraries that we are going to use in this tutorial. So there are two important libraries which we are going to use in this tutorial, which are the pandas and the label encoder. So let's import these libraries. So import pandas SPD. Also we import the label encoder from sklearn preprocessing, that is from sklearn dot preprocessing. So we import label encoder. So we are done with importing our two libraries, but the function label encoder is so long, so let's relabel this label encoder by our own label. So I just want to create a short name of this function, that is lab inc. Okay, this label inc to replace this function called label encoder. So after renaming this function, okay, now let's import or load our data. So we name our data as data frame equal to pd dot read. My file is in a CSV format, and file name of the data is called the soil data. Okay, so here I have already loaded my data, and the data which I'm loading is this one. So you can see this is my data. This is a sample data from GitHub. So this data basically have several variables, as you can see, and I'm going to pick this GP variable. As you can see, this is a factor variable with different levels, T0, T1, T3, and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to use this column to show you how we can encode our data from labels into numbers. Okay, so let's go back to our Python, and then we have loaded our data. So let's print and see if it works. So print, and let's print just 10 rows. So we have this our data, and we have the GP column, which is the column of our interest, which we would like to encode. So let's start encoding, and the new encoded values for this column, I'm going to name them as GP encode. These are encoded values for the original GP column. So I call the function for transforming or encoding the values in this GP column, which is this one. Okay, this is the function. Okay, I forgot to put that. So I'm calling this function here lab inc dot fit transform. Okay, and inside this fit transform function, I'm going to call the column which I'm going to encode its value, that is df dot, the column is gp dot values. Okay, so I'm done about this, and now we can print and see what is this data which we commanded it to be encoded. Sorry, I put here, I wanted to put this as underscore. So we have already encoded here. If you run, it will automatically encode the values, okay? But it cannot display here because we didn't command this one to be printed. So what I would like to show you is the value, this value GP, before encoding and after encoding, okay? So let's print these two things. Print the df.gp.values, okay? And also we are going to print the encoded one, that is the gp underscore encoded. So we are going to print these two things, or these two data frame, so that we can see how it looks like. So this df.head have nothing to do, but let's say retain it, and then we'll use it for other referencing. So you can see this is the original GP, okay, the way it was labeled. You have T0 or T0, T1, T3, T6, then it comes S, and the last one is the D. Okay, these are the original values of the column GP, and these are the encoded one. So the encoding, basically, it encoded these values alphabetically. So you can see the T0 is 9, it's 8, T1 is 9, because T0 it comes first, or T0 it comes first, T1, then T3, and T6. So these 8 up to 11 are about the T, okay, and the S is the second alphabet. According to this data frame, we have D, S, and T. So T is the last one, S starts, and T the last in this series of D, S, and T, and the D is the first one. So you can see D0 encoded is 0, D1 is 1, D3 is 2, and so forth. So this is how you can encode our data. So here we have already encoded our data, and now we can decide what to do is to add a new column for this encoded data into our original data frame. You can see the original data frame here does not contain this encoded values, okay? So we need to have that column if we are considering to perform further analysis or using this column. So we are adding this one using the df, okay? We give the name of the column which we are going to add into the original data frame. So I would just like to use this, the GP encode, because this is for encoded, okay? So this is the new column which I'm going to create into the original data frame, and the values into this data frame comes from the GP encode, okay? So we have the name of the new column and its corresponding values coming from these transformed or encoded values from GP, okay? So here we have added a column, and you can print afresh, okay? Let's take this and paste. So if we print this one, let's stop this one. If we command print from here, you can see there is a new column here added with encoded values, okay? So we have the original GP and this GP encoded. Also, you may decide not to add a new column, but replacing these values or these labels with their codes, okay? So let's stop this one. and create the one which basically is going to show us how we can replace the original data frame. So just use the command df dot the gp, which is the original column, and this original column we are going to replace it by the values of gp encoded. Okay, so we're done after, with that, and then we can run this one and see. So you can see we don't have a new column because we stopped addition of new column to our original data frame, except what we did is the replacement of the original data or values with the encoded values. So here we have the replacement of the labels with the encoded values. Okay, so this is how you can encode the data, create a new column into your original data frame, or replacing the labels with the their codes. Okay, so I hope you have learned something important today. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this content so that we can support this movement of data analysis and data science. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.